this week's bloodbath in the League Championship Series and its effects on the LCS community, I'm Lindsay Geektron, and this is the League's Direction in Review. Week 10 marked the end of the first half of Season 3's League Championship Series, meaning that the mid-season playoffs are just around the corner. With the threat of their seats being stolen by the prospective challengers, every team had to fight their hardest to make it through the spring split and to maintain their status as pro players in the LCS. Day 1 of the North American Super Week started off explosively as Prawley and MIA of Complexity showed up ready to take Dignitas. The Gragas nukes tore Dig apart as MIA's Thresh plays elected him mayor of Hope City. Fans were heartbroken though as Prawley won against GGU by breaking his unpredictable pick style.
And Prawley, you played the same champion 2 games in a row, but it paid off in victory. Was that worth it?
Not really. I should have played Teemo.
Dignitas couldn't pick up a win in Game 2 as an unforgiving double lift from CLG ended the game doubling Cutie Pie's gold, even after having his best champions banned out. Double lift couldn't quite lift hard enough though as TSM, fresh from their victory over Marn, devastated lanes and took all outer turrets by 17 minutes. Curse's first and final game of the day started off with an early lead over GGU that left them with the upper hand, but Nintendude had other ideas about how to close the day, making a daring Baron steal while Curse tried to take the buff on shaky footing, giving the gold and presence GGU needed to make the comeback and win the game. The tension built even higher as Day 2 kicked off with an early triple kill going to Vulcan's mandatory cloud and leaving Marn with an insurmountable disadvantage. Marn then lost yet again as a fed Niantanso couldn't keep up with Curse's CC pack team, giving them a season sweep against Marn. Curse tried running the same style team composition against Dignitas, but Dig easily sidestepped the strategy and took the win. GGU wasn't quite so quick to build around the enemy team though, falling apart under the onslaught of ManCloud's Diana. Vulcan tried to carry the Bloodlust to their next game against CLG, but despite getting the kills they wanted, CLG was able to bully their positioning and wave clear to maintain the gold lead needed for the win. The final day of the NA competition saw Marn pull it together for their first win of the Super Week, utilizing Tristana's carry potential to secure the game. After their loss to TSM in Day 2, Complexity was able to punish Curse with a reset-based team comp, allowing them to tear through Curse one member at a time. TSM kept the pressure on GGU, not letting early deaths get the better of them as Reggie's Karthus mowed through the enemy team and allowed Wild Turtle to make the comeback. Vulcan was able to win a base race against Dignitas, and GGU managed to make the plays against CLG as they murdered through the enemy team with hyper carries Trist and Rise, supported by Yorick's Ghost. Dig tried to chase down TSM as they fled the Dragon Pit, but a Flash Feast Smite from the Odd One's Jungle Cho turned the game for TSM. Marn was then looking an awful lot like CLG 2.0 as they made their second win of the week against Complexity, playing a game of Protect the Niantanso with global ults dominating the bot lane. With almost everyone locked into their seats for the midseason playoffs, the weekend closed for North America with a matchup between Vulcan and Curse that had the community sizzling. With every member of each team picking atypical champions and switching up their roles, many viewers thought that the game was purposefully trolled to gain a more favorable lineup in the playoffs. Both teams have released statements saying that they play their hardest and they play to win, and that they are well within their rights to play what they see fit. You tell them, Liquid. All in all, this Super Week had a resounding effect on the LCS rankings as almost every seat changed their standing. With a brutally strong win record, TSM climbed back to their place of power as North American champions, while Dignitas and Curse lost face as they shifted down to 2nd and 3rd place. In light of unfortunate disagreements on Team Curse, beloved player and community hero Elements has stepped down from his position. Instead, he will be a substitute and a free agent in the pro community. Similarly, Brunch U of Complexity expressed that he was not at home with the commitment needed to be on an LCS level team. While these players will be missed by the LCS, you can expect to see them participating regularly and contributing to the community. The European LCS had no trouble keeping pace with the excitement in the North American scene, opening Day 1 with an upset as Evil Geniuses gave up the win to Underdog against all authority. Inspired by the victory, Dragonborns went head-to-head with SK, but quickly had the rug pulled out from under them as SK took a game-long decisive victory. AAA moved on to take a critical win against Giants as Fnatic kept control over SK Gaming to sweep the victories all the way to the spring split. Gambit took the lead against Giants, evening out the record with their lower bracket nemesis. In the final game of the day, EG crumbled under Fnatic's superior jungle presence, leaving Froggen's LeBlanc useless against Fnatic's high-end pressure. Copenhagen Wolves entered the weekend on day 2 by taking the first win against Dragonborns, followed by AAA trying to keep their winning streak up in a face-off against SK Gaming. Despite their try-hard AoE comp, their overzealousness threw the game and gave SK the win. The Wolves, now on the warpath, brawled